I figure if I could go and run for office there, I might be able to change the world or change our world.
Here's the thing.
And this is the reason I wanted to go to Utah. Let me just say, I wanted to run. I wanted to change the law. Listen, I might be suffering delusions of grandeur. I wanted to go. I wanted to run for office. I wanted to get in control of my destiny. I've been exiled from a state that I think as many people love me as hate me.
Hi, besties. Welcome back to my channel. So Kody Brown is preparing to leave Sister Wives. It's pretty obvious, and I'll tell you why. Kody announced yesterday on his Instagram that he will be appearing on season 4 of Special Forces on Fox. Now, Special Forces has been running this will be the 4th season. This season was filmed apparently just this summer in Morocco, and Kody has already been all over the place this summer doing his shows where he goes and sells his stuff, or he's been seen out with Robin, or he's been seen in Utah traveling. So I'm really not sure how long he lasted, but the season starts on September 25th. Okay. And he's listed on the top line with other reality stars, almost like top billing for the show, which is wild if you consider who else is on the show with him. But Kody, along with, I don't even know, a jillion other, some D-list, some G-list, some F-list reality stars, and then ex-athletes, podcasters, NFL stars, Olympic stars, Jesse Smollett, yeah, all right, are going to be competing on Special Forces. Now, the reason why I think this is interesting is because, one, for years, Kody has been pretending that he's a tough guy, right? And he had pushed all of his sons into the armed forces, yet he himself never attempted to be in the armed forces. And he has spent most of his adult life being a prepper, where he, preps for the world to end, which he claims he doesn't do anymore, but he did for years. And he's, a tough guy. He's Mr. I have all kinds of ammunition, and I'm Mr. I train for the world's end, and I'm so tough. Now he gets to go out into the world and go through Special Forces training on a reality show, which, if you've ever watched this show, what they go through is brutal. And there's actually no eliminations. People either end up withdrawing voluntarily or they get medically withdrawn. And whoever gets to the end at the end of the 10 days basically wins. And it could be one person, it could be 5 people, but whoever gets to the end wins. There's no eliminations on the show. But Kody said that there was a lot of crying, like real tears, breakdowns for him, which doesn't surprise me, when he announced this on his Instagram. Now, Kody by far is the oldest cast member of the series and of this cast. And a lot of the guys that are in the cast are athletes or retired athletes. For instance, Randall Cobb, Pro Bowl, NFL wide receiver. He played for the Packers. Such a good wide receiver. As a Vikings fan, I can tell you that when Aaron Rodgers and Randall Cobb were together on the Packers, we absolutely could not stand them because Randall Cobb could always get open. Then there's Eric Decker, who played for the Denver Broncos, and he was also a wide receiver. He is tall. He is tough. He played for my alma mater, University of Minnesota, and he's from here, and he's a super good athlete. Then you have Johnny Manziel, who was a Heisman Trophy winner. He got drafted to the Cleveland Browns, and he was in and out of the NFL due to his own problems with alcohol and substances and his behavior. So still, a good athlete, just didn't have a long career. Nick Young, who is an NBA champion. Ravi Patel is an actor, not an athlete, but he's in his 40s. And Andrew East, who also played for the NFL. And then some guy that was on TikTok that was dating Kristen Cavallari. So, but the guys on this show, for the most part, are in their 30s and 40s. Like Randall Cobb is 34. Eric Decker is 38. And not to say that age matters, but it's just interesting that he is by far the oldest cast member on the show. And then Teresa Giudice from uh, New York or Bravo's New Jersey group of the housewives, she's 53. So Kody is going in with a lot of people that are a lot younger than him. He's going in with some ex-professional athletes that appear to be still in very good shape. But Kody, obviously, who believes that he's in very good shape, would, of course, believe his delusions of grandeur and believe that he could still compete in this type of environment and win. Now, listen, here's why I think this is proof that the show is coming to an end. TLC has notoriously very strict contracts. And when someone is under contract with TLC, generally speaking, they're not allowed to be on any other shows because their shows are constantly filming. Like Sister Wives films over the entire year. They get some short breaks, but it was a show that was like they were constantly filming for the show. And because of that, they are not allowed to appear on other series. Only after someone leaves a show and their contract is up, then are they allowed to appear on other shows. So think of like Kate Gosselin. While John and Kate was on and Kate Plus 8 was on, she was not allowed to appear on any other series. But then once the series was over, then she started going over to like Dancing with the Stars and she tried to be on The View for a while. I think she did Celebrity Apprentice, maybe. I don't even remember. But, she was sort of jumping from show to show to show to show. Kind of like also after The Girls Next Door, Kendra Wilkinson, she jumped from show to show to show. So usually while they're under contract with a series, they're not allowed to be on a competing network. And Fox is a competing network to TLC. There's a couple other things I find like kind of disturbing about this. One, that anyone would actually hire Kody for another show after everything that he's done. But, in the world of reality television, they don't really seem to care about, the character of people, and the more dramatic and ridiculous they are, they'll get more airtime. And reality TV doesn't seem to care if you break laws, go to prison like Teresa Giudice, or owe like $3 million in taxes. That's irrelevant in the world of reality television. All they care about is, do you make good TV? But Kody was seen at a international airport in Dallas this summer. It was like June. So this could have filmed in June. It was filmed in Morocco. Morocco, where all the way over on the other side in Europe, it's in Africa, but it's just south of Spain. Okay. So you have to travel quite a ways to get there. The show films for 10 days in Morocco. Now, different than other shows, when someone leaves, according to the internet, this series, they get to go home. So if Kody films for one day, he travels all that way to Morocco for the one day, and then he goes all the way back to Arizona. My guess is it would have taken him more than a day of complete travel if he had layovers to get to Morocco. And then after leaving, I'm assuming he didn't win, he would have come home back to Robin. And another thing is that they can leave at any time. So people on this show have been known to leave the first day because they just don't want to be a part of it. And salaries for this show have never been publicly disclosed, but there's internet rumors that people can make anywhere from upwards of $100,000 to $500,000, depending on how long they last on the show. So it's a quick and easy payday. Like if you get $100,000 to show up for one day, I mean, that's good money. But also the travel and the exposure is probably what he's looking for, right? Kody is going to be moving from TLC, which is a cable network, to Fox, which is a regular network on television where you don't actually have to have cable. So it has a wider audience, a larger audience. And it's an opportunity for him to, be exposed for other reality shows, other paychecks. But the timing of this kind of bothers me because the casting for this would have been done probably this spring, knowing full well that Christine was going to be having her book come out in September. And now Kody has this show coming out on September 25th, which is going to saturate headlines about him on the show versus the headlines that are going to come out from Christine and her book. So in some ways, him doing this, I think, is a way for him to distract from the negative PR that's going to come out from Christine's book. And if he can sort of try to rebrand himself, I think that's what he's going to try to do. Like, I'm not a polygamist anymore. Now I'm an ex-polygamist and I'm a tough guy, which again, I think is funny because Kody never was in the military. He's never been an athlete. He has literally just been a guy that has bullied and pushed around children and women his entire life. So I would don't watch the show. I've watched like one episode when Kate Gosselin was on and she left after like the first day she got hurt. But some people in my comments were like, "Oh my God, I would totally watch Kody break down and cry and get like screamed and yelled at by the guys on the show, like the drill sergeants." So something else I was thinking about was that they put out photographs of the show like through Entertainment Weekly, and Kody wasn't in any of the photos of them doing any of the activities. So there was one where they were boxing and you could see all the cast behind them sort of, and he could have been off the photos, but he wasn't in the cast photo. Like he wasn't there. So I don't know if Kody left very early. He could have. Like, could you imagine? I miss Robin. I can't be away from Robin, but she needs a new doll. And then every other photo that they released, Kody wasn't in the photos. So did he leave the first day like some people? I mean, there were seasons, I think one where they like had 8 people leave the first day. So this is a notoriously bad place for people, and a lot of people just don't want to deal with it after one day. Kody also very likely took this job right after he lost his lawsuit with Christine and was forced to pay child support. So if you remember, Christine and him went to court. Christine and Kody went to court and they had a dispute over child support for Truly. And that case ultimately was closed and resolved at the end of this spring. And he also last year, almost a year ago, purchased a home for over $2 million. And he has a $1.6 million loan on that house. And he purchased that house at the peak when season 18 had a zillion different episodes that came out, and it closed at the beginning of season 19. Okay. And he and them had the season 19 had 25 episodes, I think. And so they made a ton of money for this last season that aired. And generally speaking, season 20, historically, based upon how Sister Wives rolls out, would have started either in August or September. But because this last season was split into 2 separate parts and it didn't end until June, there's nothing coming out for Sister Wives this fall. Knowing that and knowing that they were under contract only through season 20, it begs the question on whether or not there will even be a season 20. If the show is filmed and it's already done and they're going to put it out, theoretically, he's not under contract for filming at this point if they're done filming the series. But there's been discussions that they were continuing to film, at least that's what McKelty has said, and that they did film some stuff, but I really don't know how much they even could be filming at this point, if at all. Christine was all gone all summer. She was in Europe. She and David were traveling in Europe. They were all over Utah. They've been traveling all over the United States. She's been gone. Christine has a book coming out in a month, and that book is going to expose everything about the show on September 2nd. So I don't know when they would have had time to film this summer, if at all. It kind of just begs the question of when will it be announced that Sister Wives is over? Because Kody obviously has bills that he needs to pay. He's got child support he needs to pay. He's got a mortgage he needs to pay, and he's not going to get it from Sister Wives anymore. So, are we going to start to see Kody on every single series now of, Dancing with the Stars? And so you think you can dance with celebrities? I don't know. I have actually no idea what kind of shows there are besides Special Forces that hire celebrities that are washed up. Could we get Dr. Drew in and have him go to celebrity rehab? Remember that show where they had to go to or couples therapy where he and Robin would go and we'd actually hear about how they fight all the time? I think the more surprising thing to me is not that Kody went, because I could see his ego doing this, but I think it's that he actually left Robin and Robin allowed him to leave. But then this would be perfect for Robin, because then Robin wouldn't have to work because she hates working and she hasn't had a job since the Obama administration. Someone left that in my comments, and I laughed so hard when I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god, you're right, she hasn't." I mean, she's been on Sister Wives, but she hasn't had a job since the Obama administration because she gave up on her, My Sister Wives closet. So, I mean, she's like, "Well, go get money so I can purchase more dolls," and then Cody's like, "I got child support to pay." But when is it going to be announced that Sister Wives is over? That's the real question, because there's all these signs that suggest it's over, and yet nothing has been announced. Although, interestingly, TLC never announced that Little People Big World was over. They never formally made that announcement. They just don't tend to make announcements that shows won't continue. The Duggars were the ones that announced that their show was over. It was Matt Roloff that announced that his show was over. So I guess maybe it'll be up to one of the people in the family to admit the show is over. We'll have to wait and see. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.